I'm Jordan Dow. I'm in my last year of digital media. I'm studying at Edinburgh Napier University.
Hey, I am Wilfred Magnuson and I am a final year digital media student at Edinburgh Napier University.
I'm Kelsey Patterson from Dumfries, a fourth year digital media student at Edinburgh Napier.
Digital media interaction design. Yeah. Sorry.
Too many points.
University has been one of the biggest experiences of my life, even though it's gone so quickly.
Well, it's a lot different than what I imagined it would be, because my brother went to university first, so he kind of described it as, oh, you'll do a wee bit of work here and there, and you'll go out quite a lot, and then that'll be it. And I didn't realise how much work I'd have to put in, actually.
My time at Napier's been pretty good. There's been a lot of different things we've done. I've met some nice people. It's been a quick 4 years. I didn't think it would go as fast as it did. I want to go back to the start, to be honest.
I can't really remember who I was back in first year, so I've clearly done some personal development. It's been amazing. I've met some of the best people that I've ever met in my life through these 3.5 years, and worked on so many cool projects. It's been a whale of a time.
But yeah, it's been good. There's been a lot of stuff to study. Nothing's been too hard or too easy. There's a lot of flexibility in the course. And you get to get f***ing mad with it every week.
But it's been good.
So, rocking up to the front doors of Merchiston campus on open day as a small, naive Wilf, and they were saying things like, join all the societies, and go to all the events, and I think that is true. It's great advice, but I think if you don't find a society that is for you, start your own society, and that is what I did. So I would have told myself that sooner. Last year I started the Edinburgh Napier Coffee Society, and if I'd been told to do that earlier, I would have loved to do that, in first year or second year, because it's been so much fun for me, and it's not really, I still want to develop it more.
What would I change? Don't live with he's a dickhead.
Do work when you get it. I still do that now. I wait till the last week. Don't procrastinate right up until the end, and I'll keep going with it until I die, I think. But I'll keep going.
I probably wouldn't change a lot. Everything's been either funny, or I can see the funny side in it later on. I might have had too much of a good time in first, second, third, and maybe a little bit of fourth year. That's only because we're halfway through it. Just find a cheaper flat.
No, because originally when I first applied for uni, I didn't apply to Napier. Didn't apply for a computing course at all. So hadn't even considered it when I was in high school. I applied for primary teaching. Glad I didn't do that. But when I applied for the course, didn't really know what digital media meant. I'd read about the course and I was like, it sounds kind of arty. I like art, so I was like, right, that'll do.
I thought it was going to be a lot more, because originally I wanted to do game design, but then I thought I didn't get the grades for it, and then ended up getting better than I thought, but I had already chosen digital media. So I thought it was going to be a lot more game design, and it ended up being more animation stuff, but I'm kind of glad it was, because I like that more now. I realise that's kind of more what I'm into. But it's not what I thought it was originally, but it's still good. I discovered I could rattle them out in a week at most, and that wasn't good for my degree, but it was good for me. I'm gonna see this and go f***ing ballistic.
Okay, I think one in recent memory is when in third year, when we were working on lots of collaborative projects, one of those being visual effects module. We had sort of pushed the boat out with the brief that we were given. We really wanted to push ourselves with what we wanted to do, and with the narrative that we wanted to put across.
If I got to do that again, I'd absolutely would in a heartbeat, because it was amazing to work on it. It was stressful at times, it's a pain in the arse at times, but it was really good, really enjoyed it.
The deadline was coming up and we didn't know how this was going to come together, and I personally clocked out for the night shift. I went home. When I came in the next morning for the submission in the afternoon, and I saw the first sort of cut of that film, the sense of elation and triumph that came across me when I saw the final the final shot of that film was unbelievable, and I think when I still watch that video now, I still get the same feeling when it gets to that final shot. I think it's just so funny, so good.
There is too many. Like, there is way too many. All the parties were good. The first party we had in first or second year where I died, Martin got bottled. I tried to bring the whole course together and it just went all tits up. Getting the grades for digital storytelling, because we thought, it was my idea, like I pitched it to everyone, and then the more the module went on, I hated it, and I was like, this is a dumb idea, this is going to get terrible marks. And I ended up getting 78%, I think, for it. So that was, thoroughly enjoyed that.
Favourite module? I think visual effect is up there, in terms of just being able to work with great people on things that I wanted to do.
I hated it at the time, but I think it was either digital storytelling or experiencing the digital city, because they were both kind of like, they were out there, they were doing weird things with media. It was a weird module, I'm still not even sure what it was about, but it was kind of like, it was ideas about the future and like how technology's mixed with what you're doing now. So I designed some app, just like a concept thing. It was like, it would scan your body and then you could see what different clothes would look like on your body, which I still think is a banging idea. If anyone wants to get in touch, hit me up.
I didn't actually know anyone on the course, but I did see, I think it was like they do like a Bainfield Facebook page type thing, so I was seeing who my flatmates were. And then I think through that I seen a digital media one as well, and I met Raquel, or like became friends with Raquel on that. Never spoke to her at all, but I just knew this girl was on my course, so I was like, okay, I'll just look for her, and then if she's in the same place I am, I know I'm in the right place.
It was actually, funnily enough, through that module I was just talking about, Experience Digital City, I think it was it was a teamwork, collaborative module, so we got sort of thrust into a group, and I think that was helpful for meeting people. As I said before, loads of them people disappeared, but one person I met through that was Jordan. Yeah. I mean, I live at home, so I didn't meet people through any flats or anything like that, so a module like that was vital to me, meeting people.
Yeah, I sat next to a guy and I kind of introduced myself, and he, after the module, he was going to the train station to head back home, and I found out he was from Stirling, which is close to where I live, so we were talking about that a little bit. And at the time I lived right next to the train station, so I was like, if you've got a while to wait, come on in, we'll play some PlayStation, get some tins, I've got some beers in the fridge. And that's how I met him, and I still talk to him like today. So
Student life is rough. Like, in all senses of it, like, you feel rough majority of the time, but at the same time, it's so much fun. You get that sense of independence by yourself, not relying on your parents all the time. And like, in first and second year, I barely went home at all. It was pretty much like once or twice a semester, and then at Christmas I'd go home and they'd be like, oh, you're home again.
Wild. Unpredictable. You can be sitting in university, or no, sitting in your flat, just like reading a book or doing your coursework, and then just one word, and it's just pints. And then away you go. All of a sudden I've got a shirt and shoes on, I'm on the bus to the union.
I think it's changed a bit. I think if anything I've got closer with the people, so I probably spend more time with them than I did back then. So that's it's a good thing and a bad thing. Yeah. In terms of if people are bad influences. What's that smile?
Or something. It was with what's his face? I don't know, but you know exactly who I mean. It was in first year, and it was boring. There was a paper for it that you had to write. I remember sending us out into Edinburgh and be like, oh well, I need you to take some pictures of the digital city, and it was just like, this is just pointless.
I hated I couldn't wrap my head around it. It wasn't something I ever wanted to do. I don't feel like we've used anything from it in any other modules, because it was a podcast thing we did, I think. Yeah, I didn't like that. It wasn't what I was into. It was a pain.
It was a tough one for me, because that's never really what I wanted to do. And I think coming into sitting down and cracking through those tutorials that were laid out for us, I was like, this is tough. This is tough.
That was great.
And then in that term I was like, oh, we need to do another module of this. Yeah. But, you know, benefited some people, I suppose.
Those are good. There's good facilities. There's the D35 and 36, the Mac and the PC labs. They're really good. They're open till 9 most days. They've had upgrades through the years. They're pretty good PCs. They run everything well. And then you've got the Kilby's open 24 hours as well, and that's pretty good. It smells a little bit because it's a lot of computing students in one area, but there's nothing to be done about that. That's never going to change.
We do have like some really good specialist equipment. We've never really got taught how to use it, in terms of like, or maybe that's just my fault, as in not seeking out how to use this stuff.
Coming to this course, it's really opened my eyes to what you can do with a computer rather than just trying to make something on paper. It's like really honed in on my video editing skills. Like I've never done any of that before I came to uni, and then I started doing it, and to think at how much I've like gone on from then. Like I never thought I'd be able to do what I can do now, especially with animation as well, like 3D and 2D, something that I really enjoy and something that I might go into in the future.
Digital media, it's a good course. It's a good base building course. There's a lot of kind of building blocks. Like if you're not sure what you want to do, which I definitely wasn't when I came to uni, there will be something, because we do so many different things. And it's good because I didn't know what to do animation until I'd done it in second year, and then after that there was the more creative side that you could go down rather than the theory side, so I took that path, and that took me to things like digital storytelling, which I loved. I'm out of breath.
I love digital media interaction design due to the experiences and opportunities that it's given me. So the modules have been like sort of, I don't want to say bare bones, but they've been like the sort of foundational briefs. Then from that, I've been able to like take it further and sort of do what I want with the briefs and really push myself with it. But then at the same time, it's helped me work out the things that I'm not as interested in, or maybe not as good at. As well as that, I think the lecturers themselves are quite helpful with helping with technical solutions as well as creative solutions, or creative ideas, technical solutions and creative ideas. But I think digital media interaction design is a little bit confused about where it wants to be. We have the sort of output of creative industry stuff, but maybe more, but with a focus on the technical stuff. So it is like fundamentally computing things. So like post-production, there's like some coding in there. If you think about like creative computing, they have like web development and all that sort of stuff. But then, so we want to have the output of creative industries, but then we have the requirements of School of Computing. So like, as well as our final year project, we're still writing over 10,000 words in our final year for this same module. And I feel like that's a bit tricky.
The course covers a lot of bases, but I think I chose it because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know at the time, I still don't, and here I am in fourth year. But like, I now know things to do with animation, video editing, photo editing. I know a little bit about programming, not that I like it, but I know a bit, and I could probably use that to my advantage when applying for different jobs, whatever it is that I go into. But this has given me the perfect starting point to what I want to do for my career.
So that's been my story of my life at Napier so far, and if you're thinking of coming in, absolutely do it. You're going to have, if not a better time than me, roughly about the same.
Cheers, I've been Kelsey. I don't know what to say.
It's been Jordan Dow. Thank you, ladies.
Hey, I'm Wilf. Thanks for having me. Napier, seriously.
I never want to see or hear any of that.
Okay. Is this gonna get juicy? Because I need the toilet.
got it.